Here's Red Elmo. Look at that coat. He's like, yeah, I used to be black like you. I used to be black like you, which is a beautiful shade of black, by the way. And he always was. But now he's red. Elmo, you're going the opposite way as most squirrels, which is what I just find so interesting. I've seen them go from red to black. I've not seen them go from black to red. Here's somebody with some red and red in their tail. And thank you. You just scratched my mosquito bite. That felt good. Thank you. Let's see. Somewhere in there I had a mosquito bite and it felt really good on that. Mr. Red. Mr. Red. This started last night. Listen to the birds.
Yeah, they're going nuts.
Yeah, there aren't very many of them, but the ones that are very noisy, or maybe they're up in the tree and won't come down. But I went inside to see if they would come down, and they didn't. They just keep screaming. So I wonder if this has something to do with the mass exodus, if they're signaling something. Because they're not usually this noisy.
How often do these mass exodi, how often do these happen?
Every year at this time.
Wow.
This is not going to be an easy video. I hope I'm wrong. But what I just saw, L'Oreal came up to me. He's over here. And he might look like how Elmo was looking before things went really bad. And L'Oreal is not somebody that I can just put some cream on. He doesn't even take a nut from my hand most of the time. I hope I'm wrong. I have the video here so we can try to figure things out. Hey L'Oreal, I'm gonna try to see him in the sun. He just looks kind of, okay, there's stuff on him. There's stuff on him. It's like there's, I don't know what it was. You guys, I am freaking out. Anyone want to take a bet who that squirrel is? That's L'Oreal. Can you believe it? We needed a win. We needed something good. I honestly thought he didn't make it this time. He's been gone for months before, but this time I didn't think he made it, but he did. I don't know if this is L'Oreal or not. It's somebody. Well, clearly it's somebody, but I'm videoing and then, I'm looking. I think it looks like 4 paws. Yeah, L'Oreal ended up going back across the street. I videoed that, and then a hawk came and I ran the hawk down the street, and when I came back I don't know where he went, because he is a wise squirrel and he hid himself. So let's get another look at this guy. How many paws are you packing? That looks like 4 full paws to me. I didn't report when I thought L'Oreal wasn't gonna make it because it was too depressing. It was right after Elmo died. And actually we weren't even sure he was dead yet. It was like that day or the next day, and L'Oreal showed up looking like Elmo had looked about a week prior. So I thought the two maybe bunked together and caught the same thing, and it was too depressing to tell everyone. And then I just never saw L'Oreal again until today. Didn't expect it at all, and I can't wait to post the video tomorrow. I'm going to try to find that last video I took of L'Oreal where he wasn't looking good and see if anyone else can see it. His fur just wasn't looking good, and I thought, oh no, he's got the same thing Elmo did. But if he did, he made it. Out biking, and I was thinking about, look at how big I am. Woo! Hell yeah! Anyway, I was thinking about L'Oreal and Peanut. L'Oreal lives with 3 paws. He lost one of his paws in the wild because I knew him when he had all 4. So he lost half an arm and a paw a couple years ago, 2, maybe 3 years ago. Has lived 2 or 3 years thriving in the wild, somehow recovered on his own from losing half of an arm and everything down. He recovers on his own in the wild. No veterinary care, of course, because God forbid that happened for a squirrel. And we just don't have that available. It's euthanize or nothing. So he did the nothing route and he recovered. So he did great. He's doing great. Now there's hawks, there's coyote, there's cats, there's all this, and he's living as a 3-pod squirrel. Squirrels are already at a disadvantage. And he's 2 or 3 years later and he's doing great. He shows up today. He doesn't live pampered around me. It's not like he's living in a cabin. He lives off in the woods, totally as wild of a squirrel as a squirrel can be, and just literally out in the wild. He lives out where the coyotes are and all of that stuff and whatever else lives out there. And the dude is thriving, and here we are in this country where we have a family that had a pet, a loving pet in their loving household, and now that animal is dead. Our government was the biggest predator to the New York government was the biggest predator to that squirrel. Bigger, that squirrel had everything going for it. It was inside, it was loved, it was cared for, it was safe, it should have been. L'Oreal up against everything he's up against, and he's still alive and Peanut's not. That is crazy. It's just crazy that the most unsafe place you can be is somewhere where the government can find you. That's not a good place to be.